Hello. Hello, hello, hello. It is I, the invisible GME. I was trying to get the cameras to work for so long. So very long. And I thought this is silly. They don't need to see this, not my crazy face they're looking for. It's the information on GameStop. So this is it, 4-hour time frame where a lot happens on GameStop with regards to significant levels of horizontal support and resistance and important technical artifacts to pay attention to. Coming away from the golden pocket retracement here, holding the 236, rejected from a 236 and coming back away from this resistance level. Also losing the midpoint in this channel at the same time. So you don't really like these lows exceeding this 236. Preferably we hold it and push to the topside. If that does happen, then you'd be looking back up towards 30. Break that, you'd be looking for 35 prior highs. And then extensions towards our joint high here, which broke down. Both of those within this idea of a channel, so possible. But you'll be looking for continuation as a trader, and this is a rejection. It's back within a previous formation where you were most recently experiencing a lower low with a lower high. So at this stage, 236. You really want to hold it. If you don't, prior low looks like you come towards it, or if you were to be measuring this guy, which is this guy? Anywho, that's from this top, but down again. If we were to take him out of the way so he stops confusing future pictures, we say this previous low, high, 1.13 extensions where you find a gap, close that gap and bounce at 23.36. That's probably the last bastion before a joint low at $21.22. If that doesn't hold, you're coming down to the 1618, $19.30. That sort of target. We've been talking about it for a while. It's been a horizontal target for a long time, and it matches up with the Fibonacci extension on the moves that are still in this formation. That being the thing that's been persisting around price action since start of September there. Okay, but we don't need that box on charge because there's plenty of lines already. In fact, what are all these guys? What's that guy doing there? You don't need to be there either. Right, so, yes, 200 period moving average resistance at the center line of the channel didn't work out so far. Low of the day, 24.86. Daily time frame, you can see got a number of those in a row now. Not too positive. Not too positive. A little bit of a rejection and a failure of support. Losing the 50 simple period moving average on this time frame, and like a point of control here being very important with regards to support and price action. Not the base. So GameStop, and you're getting across in stochastics on daily. What's that look like in a 4-hour? Strong angle to the downside. Cross on the MACD with taken away from the 200 period moving average. Lose the center line RSI. So everything looking like you're back below this 50 simple is bearish. And if we recover that, then we could start looking to the 200 again and test in 30. Test in 30. Open interest. Check it out. This is this week's expiry. Yes, 25th. Max Pain's at 26. Our resistance is where we expect it. And we already see that when price action is below $26, shorts are incentivized to close their position with regards to option contracts and so on. So you would and then anticipate a little bit of volatility on any pushes below and far away from $25, which is currently a point of control on the 4-hour time frame. So that 50 simples at 26.15, perhaps price action is around those levels then towards the end of the week. If not, you'd be breaking down to the next support levels and perhaps returning here. If not, then like we say, 1.13, then the prior low and the 1618 extension. That's the 4-hour and the daily. Daily time frame on the oscillators did have a little bit of positivity with MACD crosses, but nothing really on the histogram. RSI, that's just coming in for Class B continuation divergence, and then the cross once we looked at on the stochastics, not too positive. So the start to the week has been a little bit reserved. Down at the 1 hour now, we'll see this dramatic wick candle and then price action losing that 50 simple after the rejection. Having seen a positive cross, we also saw bearish divergence with this high, obviously higher, lower on the RSI. Price action come back down then. 200 period moving average not holding it. Maybe you'll be looking for a 236 that didn't hold either. So 886 before everything's said and done, in around 2440, 2438. Those sort of levels could easily push there. That wouldn't take you to the top side of the gap at $24, so I would expect it to, you know, at least think about these next two targets should it push below that 2440. And overall, I'm not particularly positive in the short term. Short term, that's all short term. Weekly then, this is obviously downward sloping formation. Get over here. Oops. And then that's quite a, for, you know, relative to last week, we can see we've already had a similar range in price action. And so that dramatic start to the week might not be continued, could well be paused around these levels. And that's on back to the weekly, where you can see that your stochastics still trying to recover. They've been down here for a while. Histogram's never even really made a positive peak above a center line. And RSI, we're still anticipating it coming back down and testing in towards the breakout zone from this prior formation that we saw on a couple of different formations, even on 2 days. So it looks like it could come back to these sort of areas, or at least towards the top of the bearish control zone, has been speculating. So that may be the next time we see it low. So we already had a little bit of a look at the early in the bearish control zone. Stochastics look terrible, MACD looks terrible. Price action does now look like it wants to come back and fill these gaps. 2330 strikes me as an obvious one. On the 30-minute time frame, you can see the horizontal levels we've been speaking about. Here's a golden pocket at 2550. That's above price action and will be difficult. If you make it back above there, you could easily try the prior highs within the formation at 2728 and be enthusiastic. I wouldn't anticipate that happening on the first effort though. $22 this prior low, that seems like quite a clear area. On the 30-minute, you can see the gaps also relevant from support prior to pushing up above it there. And then everything else has been much of a muchness compared to recent price action. So no great lessons to be taken from that. Obviously, this prior move, the gap and price action being bearishly divergent at the top side, puts you in the context of like, well, what's it be doing then? Lower highs, lower lows, maybe another one. And whoops, depending on which way you're looking at it, those are the sort of levels. Don't know, did you get back to where you're supposed to be? Maybe it did, I don't know. I can't see anything, even myself, right? So that's a quick GME update on the live stream. What else do I see coming through? Do I see anything coming through? Not actually. There's this guy over here. There's the chat box. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello. Great to see you there. Just so you know, it's really me. So that's a quick GME update. It's quite a good one, I suppose. In terms of information, AMC, you've still got your flash down at 5.5 on the 30-minute time frame. That probably, you know, should talk about how fantastic I was correct on GME. The idea that you'd get back to the 2550, you know, we spoke about that level. And you did it, so, you know, we're fantastic there and around here, 2560, whatever it was, you can see. Jockey Outcrop Flash, boom. Called it again. So it's been very, 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 like, ridiculously, absurdly reliable. And so I would be expecting the 5.5, you know, you're rolling over here quite clearly if this price action isn't a broad, like, it looks like it could potentially be a wedge. But it looks also like, you know, wedges evolve in the channels. So let's just speculate that this is still bearish until we see anything different. Getting back above the basis line be the first sort of sign that that might be the case. Breaking out of this formation to the top side would be surprising from here. Does look like it wants to come back down. If it loses that 200 period moving average, and there's an inflection point obviously at 688, looks like it's going to 5.5. And if that's the case, GME will clearly be coming back down to test its previous lows or around the top side of that gap at the very least. 550 on AMC on 30 minutes. But that's not where we want to start. We'll start on a 4 hour. Also experienced a rejection there. 200 period moving average. 236 looking at a fib from the other side. 382 and a little bit extra. Downward sloping broadening wedge. Still very speculative. Obviously that's what we're doing. Speculating. Price action below the 200 period moving average. Above the 50 simple. Putting in that that parallel wedge here. That looks like a potential W bottom with bullish divergence on the second low. that having taken you to the 200 period moving average, that's like the ambitious target when you exceed the 236. Like this is 236 in around 688. So, you know, fall back below that 670, that would be an early sign. You'd be breaking back into this previous downward sloping formation. You'd be testing either support or resistance. There's your resistance line in around, should you hit it tomorrow, you'd be in at around $5. Previous low gap to close, clash in those areas. Does, you know, does seem like that's where it might go. Could even open and go straight there. Daily or open there. Daily time frame. Did we be here already? There's your bullish divergence. That's your 200 period. Maybe we did 4 hours. The same situation though. Right. So that not that desperate extra to learn. What's Stochastics saying? Still strong, but this is where they would turn around. They've had a couple of goes at it. Could easily break down. You know, your MACD there was the turnaround from the 200 period moving average. This is just setting it up for the perfect place to turn, like fall down, where you've also got continuation divergence on the histogram and RSI, and you've got a rejection from the bullish control zone. So that looks like quite like a lot of weakness there in momentum, an awful lot of weakness in momentum, to the point that you'd say there is no momentum there at all. There's no momentum there. In fact, if anything, this does gather momentum, it'll be as price action goes back down, and that's exactly the opposite kind of momentum you're looking for. So yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like happening. If you're only on the daily time frame, you've got your golden pocket retracement at 474, so that suggests you're coming back down to these prior lows and then some, really. And if you don't hold that, then you're back within this formation, closing gaps. The next one to aim for would be 330, 320, that sort of zone. That's from 470. Huge percentage moves. But then that's the nature of previous price action around these levels and these gaps. They start getting tested. Bad news for meme stops and economy. Overall economy, Joe. Because, you know, certain types of investors. 4 hour time frame there then. We've been here already, spotter. Where was all that? I was on daily. What was our average true range? 66. Still at 66 cents. So as price comes back down, your average range starts to form a larger and larger percentage of total price. And so as price action gets to these lower levels, you see increased volatility, and that volatility is all just as tradable as moves to the top side, you know. So loads and loads of money to be made for short-term trades. People will be playing the open interest on this thing should it get down to these levels. Bear that in mind when you see your favorite YouTuber all of a sudden, oh my god, it's now the squeeze and this and that and blah blah blah. It's just because they've got option contracts and that, and they want to. So that's what they'll be. So, you know, anyway, you've got these areas to look to. Volatility will be increasing at those levels. You know, you could easily go from 250 to $5. It's 100% increase in price. It's a lot easier than 5 to 10, 7 to 14, whatnot. And so the interest increase. That's something to pay attention to. If price action does not hold 470 and a gold bucket retracement, which looks like it's the direction it's heading if it breaks below 650. And it does suggest that it will, because there's an RO Flash at 550 and there's a gap down there. So, you know, that's a fact. So, you know, there's the bullish divergence, which is taking you up to this 200 and no more. 50 simple now, which is what you're looking for. I know it's on a daily and you're not going to get immediate signals in that, but you're there already and got one bounce off it. The low of today at 705. Take it that's where it is, yes. 705. So you get a break below that on a daily. Not good. On a 4 hour time frame, this inflection point at 690. You just even peek your head below there, you'll come down, test that 50 simple, and it'll go to 650, which is gain. It's like big, quick moves. In terms of open interest, you might not like AMC or whatever, but I'm giving on STA that'll help, you know, and they both inform each other. So, and vice versa. I've just had to grin and bear it for all that GME stuff. Right, so this is like, I mean, already where we are, similar to GME, you're at the low end, not finding support, despite the fact that, you know, very tight range on this in terms of open interest. So $2, I suppose it's not really in terms of percentage. Anyway, yes, trades volume, stop being so ridiculous. Back to AMC then, and what actually, to remember the numbers, 850. Well, 850 is a bit ambitious at this rate. Back above your prior high and this 236. Yeah, just very ambitious. But that's where you'd be going if it got bullish in 200 period moving average. Yeah, so that's what you'd be expecting. If it did make positive moves and I was holding anything and it went beyond 780, then I'd be like, wow, come on for 820, 40, or 840, and then yeah, if it got there, I'd be like moving my stop up to the prior resistance, testing 870. That'd be the objective. Do I think that's happening? No. Am I trading it like that anyway? No. So that'd be silly, right? So anyway, there's the basis line within that formation. Yeah, we've done all this. We talked about all that. If it falls back down, it's disaster. Goes back up. Yay! Exciting moves. Hey, does that look like it's happening? No, doesn't look like that's happening. So where else we did all these? That's not bad, right? 860. Here, look, it might happen. Trace spot, you big fool. Look, you're above the 200 period moving average. You huge fanny trace spotting. Look at this. Whew, 2 hour. Thank goodness we checked that. The esoteric time frame. This is brilliant. We do, you know, it's different. It's a little bit different. It looks different. We would have checked in with it on Friday there, but it was getting its trace turns. This is what it's like 2 day. It's like that. Right, so I mean, that's like one very positive. What am I supposed to say? I mean, it's there. Price is going to test it at some stage. You were very close to it. You were trending in that direction. Still are. People would say it's a bull flag. I'm not going to argue with them. It's just not the, you know, it's fine. It is. It's fine. Below the basis line. Here, lose that 200. Not great. You know, really not great. That 50 simple could easily test this at some stage before then. What's that coming in at the minute? 650, and the flash is down at 550. And that flash there. Oof. Well. Already below the 236, you definitely want to be holding the 382 at this stage, which would suggest you'd also want to be holding that 200 period moving average because they're very close to each other. 50% retracement is the 50 simple. That would be support. You would find support there if price action moved down 650, and then that also matches up with what you'd expect to find because $6, then it'll shorts are incentivized to close. Yo. A big golden pocket 550 target. You know, you could get both of these. That'd be very, very, very interesting. So, you know, if price action moves to 862 on AMC, be very, very aware of the fact that it'll be at 862, and whether or not it continues to the top side, which is fantastic, and you can manage all that yourself depending on how you want to do these trading things, these trading things and whatnot. But bear in mind, it will be dropping down at some stage, whether it's from 862 or otherwise, it will be dropping down at some stage. It'll come into 550, and should it go there immediately or just only wick to 862 and get immediately rejected, then you'd be looking at a move down of 36-37%. So, you know, that's a fact. However you want to incorporate that into your reality, where there'll exist other facts. Some you'll prioritize higher than others, but all facts on that totem of facts, you'll be able to there carve your own totem facts poll. And yeah, do you ever want to send me a fax? There's a link below. Yo, right, AMC. I can't be any clearer than that without saying stuff that piss people off. So that's the facts. Right, yo, how good is that, man? Fucking love being filled up with some facts, I do. There's Rocky Outcrop in the chat box. We are so blessed. Count your blessings. Rocky Outcrop, that's what I win. I win. Okay, so you're all having a great time now, yeah? I hope you're enjoying things. Everybody's happy. Yeah, positive, fun. Everyone having a good time. Yeah, 39 likes, 38 viewers. Whoa, right, somebody just left. Okay, see you later. They must have been needed to go to the bathroom. The quick bathroom check, bathroom. Right, so, you know, don't pee yourself just to watch Trades Point. You know, that's Wednesday. It's Wait Pat Wednesday. It's only Monday. Get him down. Yeah, and like the stream and stuff. Like likes. Whoa, nobody's liked this and said that. Wow, 2 likes just there. Wow. Wow, magic. In the world, one like button at a time. Yo. So, this is okay, we did Gimske. You look at Spooer. Yes. Look at Spooer. Here we go, Spooer. So I do point out regularly on Twitter with what is the ideal Twitter persona for somebody who engages in Twitter. With the type of folks I do, that I am the world's greatest. But the truth is, Rocky Outcrop's the world's greatest. He's there in chat. And I've read all this stuff about how you should be humble on social media. And the truth is, that's nonsense, because Rocky's very humble. I mean, he's the greatest in the world, and he doesn't mention it. It's just quite humble, considering, you know, there's people out there who say things that aren't true. So, you know, I just don't think the science behind it works. the truth is, like, what we really rely on is the good folks at home, like yourself. And that, like I say, that like button, that getting that watch time up, that's important. YouTube loves that watch time, so it does, you know, really, really, really loves it. Really, really does loves that watch time. So if GME and AMC are breaking up, right? If GME is going to 28 and then 830, right? Not 80, 830, and AMC is going up to like 850, 860, then SPY will be going up to 400 again, right? And then it'll be testing 411. But nobody thinks that's going to happen because it makes no sense. But making sense is never really part of the whole story here. This is more like creative writing than like factual history. Price action is when we speculate about how it's going to behave in future. When we look back, right, yeah, sure, it's obvious what it was going to happen. But just here from where we're sitting at the minute, you know, right? So, yo, a SPY, yeah, it doesn't make any, like, point I'm making there is it doesn't make any sense, right? But I can give you a story that you'd like, right? Oh, price action, it managed to gap up above a 200 period moving average just as a 50 simple crossed above. And at this stage, we looked to the horizon to see how far it was going to go. It was like it was like the World Olympics. It was like the World Cup, but without all the prejudice. It was like without all the dead people building the building. It was like, oh my God, it was like a true sporting championship. It was amazing. And then we managed to like, wow, guys, that was a bit of a break, come back down, but we didn't go that far. We even went with a little bit of volatility gap, took us below a level of support, and we recovered immediately, guys. Oh my God, and look at this. We're only being held by the, you know, memories of resistance at this stage. So, right, you know, why is it not being completely dumping, right? Why is it, that's the question, right? You always have to ask about anything at any stage in time, right? Cue, big camera screen, trace button looking gorgeous. Why is things not always dumping, yo? That's the question, right? And if they're not, good, right? It's probably some fundamental reason or something which you could go and bother doing stuff about if you felt like it. And then take a look at this though. Oh, but look, SPY, it did this thing and it could do another one of those things. And I'd be like, that sounds good to me, right? You know, to me, anyone's got a problem with how that sounds, just send them to me too, right? So there's downsloping resistance, and that's like, you know, it's gonna, man. Hey, and then what are people going to think? Well, they went all short here, right? They all went short here, and that was a rejection. They're like, oh, look, I looked at that, you know, Twitter thing, and there was that guy who constantly shares the VIX chart from 2008, and he overlays it on the VIX chart from right now, and oh my God, SPY's going to break down, and then they got totally. I mean, they got done big time, didn't they? So, you know, half, right? They got half done. They're walking around now, about to get the rest of them done with this, right? When it pushes up to 4 and 11, liquidates them, then we can come all back down again, liquidate their long positions afterwards, right? We just need to take their shorts out. In fact, taking their shorts out will leave them with so much little collateral that the longs will get instantly liquidated. And yeah, so that'll push us to support, you know, and like on SPY, that might be where you go from then, 411 immediately down to 360, something insanely awful like that. And that would be, you know, that's those idiots that went short here doing all of that to you and to me and to everybody else. But it's not. It's everybody who saw that and we're like, idiots. And then just took it, which is what that is. That's them taking it. Sorry, guys, taking it. And they were like, no, don't do it to me. It's like, yeah, no, they did it to you. Idiot. You know, what else were they going to do when you were there like that? You know, there was no other game to play apart from you idiots. These idiots. Anyway, so back up at this level, you know, sorry, I don't mean to be offensive. Not idiots, perfectly natural mistake to make. So anyway, then there you are there, up there, that would be great. But obviously price action meeting these levels on the 4-hour time frame. You can see 200 period moving average, hold that very positive 50 simple orientating towards there. So like that crosses, that would draw price action back to test that cross. And so I would suggest you need to push back above 400 sooner rather than later. Daily time frame, there's 200 period moving average I was looking for a second ago, has been our resistance. Price action is a little bit of a gap. There's a number of them on the charts to the top side. So, you know, areas to aim for if everything goes incredibly bullish. If you break down below 393, which is currently, you know, support looking left, that's 236, and very, very important one. You hold that, that's important. And so far it looks like it's managing to do so. Then 200 period moving average for another test, that would be natural. We've come in there once recently, so First pass, no. Second pass, yeah, sure. When there's a resistance level just $6-7 above, test 411, 410, because that's what price action will do when it gets to that round number at 400. And then, you know, question then is, does it wick towards these levels or does it collapse immediately? Pretty exciting. 10 Google searches to figure something out. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's like 3 weeks work for the average American. Jokes. Don't blame me. You're the ones who ruined Cody. Only joking. We're friends. We're, you know, Scottish, yo. So, what's up? Yo, Mango. Boom. 3 days ago. That was 3 days ago, TraceSpotter. Look at it. TraceSpotter reading out old news. That is not normal. So, markets, eh? What are they up to? What do you like, markets, eh? You're silly. So, has the dollar done that thing we said as if we don't know? Why would we be saying it otherwise? Of course it has. Of course my horse is not even on this list. Oh my goodness, they've been robbed. Robbed of dollar list. Right, anywho. So, yeah, if it does push up what's left, I mean, what's left to look at? Bitcoin. Dunk. Giving the game away with this. Stop it. It's cheating. Stop it. Boom. Okay, right. You know, the next levels are all over here, right? You'll find the next levels that price action pauses or hesitates on the breakdown. So you'll find them over here. And likewise, when it moves back up again, you'll find them here, yo. So that's why that works. Super interesting. Joe, I could explain it more, but nobody asked me, yo. This is totem pole of facts. Yo, get your own one. So... futures, Dal, what are you up to? Nothing. Undramatic yet. Not yet. Okay. So, of course, my arse, I'm going to call that day. No camera. Oh, no. Oh, no. Maybe I'll put up an Instagram picture or something later. Jokes. But yeah, you can check out Instagram. It's the King Jamie the First. I'm the only one. And the first. And yeah, you can also find me on Twitter, _TracePoint. And you can check out Rocky_Outcrop there too for a best Zen Twitter trading feed. Go and advise everybody to check it out. If you're in any level of trading you're into, you'll enjoy those tweets. Okay, see you tomorrow for the next ones. And any faxes that get in between, I'll obviously hop on and do them. Thanks very much. See ya.